Hello everyone, it's Catherine from my hillside garden, and we're making a treat tonight with dinner for a couple of different reasons. The main one being I actually did blueberry pie filling. I canned it. I've never done it before, and I got 6 quart jars, and that was what was left. So I could have put it in a pint jar and probably put it in there, but I figured we'll make a treat for tonight. So it's not enough for a whole pie, so I went searching for a crisp recipe and did not have an easy time of it online. So I went to my trusty Betty Crocker cookbook. And of course, there we go. Hope you could see it. It's one of the newer ones. It's not real new, but it's not as old as my mother's. And of course, they have crisps and cobblers in there. So, and when you have a stocked pantry, you know what? You can whip out a cookbook and fix something really fast. I'm going to be using coconut oil today to grease our pan. And if you live in a home where the other person that lives with you likes to tighten lids very tightly, you'll learn to live with these or some kind of jar opener. So I almost did not get this open, but we lucked out. I was able to get it open. Otherwise, I would have used Crisco. We switched over to the coconut oil because it's supposed to be more healthy for you. You know, you keep trying to do these things to keep yourself healthy. So we'll see how many years it takes before they decide that coconut isn't good for you either. But we're giving it a try. So we're supposed to grease the bottoms and the sides of an 8x8 pan. I think this one is actually 9x9. So let's go with that. And I will be sure to put the recipe in the box below, so be sure that you check the description if this is something you think you might want to make. I'm going to go through really quick with everything, so I'm probably going to fast forward it and not talk because the dishwasher is running, and I know that sound can be annoying at times. So just watch what I do, and then I'll talk at the end again. It's hot when I put it in here, and it's actually sealed up. So here's my can opener. There we go. So this is about 2 cups. You can generally see the markings on the jar, and I believe it's about 2 cups. So that's what we're going to go with because that's what we have.
For making this, I'm going to need a longer spoon. I'm going to get the spatula out. Okay, wow, that looks really good.
So we're going to spread that blueberry pie filling on the bottom. Sorry about the arm. Not the best place for the camera, but it's what I have to work with right now. So we got a nice cover of that on the bottom. I want to try and get all of this filling off of there because it looks fabulous. Okay. Okay, the recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup to 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. So we're going to make this a little bit on the healthy side, and we're only going to use the 2/3 of a cup. Now, a little tip with brown sugar. I don't know if you know this or not, but you know how brown sugar can get really hard and clumpy? All you need to do is put a damp paper towel in there, or they make these cute little bears that you can buy, and you put them in water. That helps to unclump everything. And when you measure brown sugar, you want to be sure that it's firmly packed to get the right amount. So I always just press down a little bit on it as I go along. And if there are any big lumps, I try not to include them, especially in something like a crisp where you're not really mixing it together. It's just being placed or spread on the top. And this is actually dark brown sugar. The recipe doesn't specify whether you should do dark brown or light brown sugar. Okay. All right, that's what we're going to go with. That covered back up. As you can tell, I'm not usually used to filming in the kitchen, so let's see if we could get this. There we go. So we're going to put our sugar in there. Next, it calls for a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And as I use things, I move them out of my area where I'm fixing whatever it is I happen to be making or baking. This way I know that I used that item and I don't have to worry about forgetting it in the recipe. And a 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oats. So that's what we have here. 3/4 of a teaspoon. All right, here's our cinnamon, 3/4 of a teaspoon. We're going to take the top off of this. There's a 1/2. And 1/4. And the recipe also calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And I love to do it fresh, so I never get an exact measurement on it. I kind of just eyeball it. This is what nutmeg actually looks like. Can you, oh, there we go. Oh, oop, oop. Oh boy, this is difficult doing this. There we go. So you could see what the nutmeg actually looks like. It smells wonderful. So I just do it till it looks good. Okay, and this is nice because you just keep that right in the top. Is 1/3 of a stick of softened butter. The recipe actually calls for margarine. I don't really know anyone who actually uses margarine anymore. I know I don't. We use regular plain old butter. Try to get it when it's on sale, and we keep it in the freezer till we're ready to use it. For us in our area, I consider butter on sale. If I can get it for $2.50 a pound, that's a good price, a really good price. Very rarely does it go for $1.99 a pound anymore. So it helps to know your prices and when you should buy things to help keep your pantry stocked. And this particular Betty Crocker book actually has a printing date of 1996. So, all right. So that's looking nice. No big lumps anywhere. And I'm going to check again. It just says softened. It does not say melted. All right, here we go. I did put it in the microwave for just a few seconds on defrost because it just wasn't far enough along. All right. And then by adding the butter to that, that's what gives you that kind of crumble look to it. Oop. I'm a good one for making a mess in the kitchen. That's why I try to clean up as I go so it isn't so bad when I'm done. Okay, then it says what we have to do is sprinkle it over the top. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get that. We'll sprinkle it over the top. Need a little bit more room. I want to get a little bit everywhere because I have a feeling once it's on there, it's not going to be moved too easily. And we always know you want the nice crunchy bits, so you try to get it everywhere. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at that. Looks beautiful. We're going to put it in the oven now. It goes in a 375 oven for 30 minutes. So I'll bring you back when it's done.